Welcome back to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric, along with Trent Hastings from the Roby family of companies. We are your hosts. Still here with Joe Jensen from ReNu Energy Solutions. And at the end of the last segment, if you missed it, Joe was telling us something really cool, and it's amazing where technology is going. And Joe, if I get this wrong, feel free to interrupt me, but you can basically go onto Google Project Sunroof, and check out to see if your home would be a good solar-eligible home.
Yes, absolutely.
That is amazing.
It's really, really straightforward. You just enter your address in there, and it'll tell you what you can expect for solar for your home. Now, when we look at a home that maybe not the best candidate, there's some things that you can do with the tree mitigation to make yourself better. So I still suggest, if you're interested, to give us a call or look us up on the website and request a consultation. We can actually walk you through the process.
Patrick's turning into such a techie these days.
Oh man, if you go back to listen to the first
Sunroof,
segment,
he's got his smartphone turning lights on in his house now.
Listen to the first segment.
Embrace it, Patrick. I'm running from it.
I'm telling you, this stuff is not going anywhere, Trent. It isn't, and it's becoming more and more affordable. I mean, I think that's the same thing as with solar. And I know we don't really, you can't talk exactly what cost is because every home is different, as we talked about in the break, Joe. But you guys have financing options. You have all kinds of stuff. And basically, correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be completely wrong here, but the goal is to basically almost eliminate a power bill, and maybe it's replaced with a solar financing bill, but that becomes an asset on your home and drives value of the home up versus just paying the power company every month.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, if you're talking about cost on something like this, it's more of a proposition where you're saying, if in 1990, Patrick, if I were to say, here's a $10,000 gas card, and you can use this until you exhaust all of the gallons, right? So you're basically buying it at 70 cents a gallon. Would you take that proposition today?
I think I would. Yeah, I think that's probably
what
a good
solar
one.
is. So you're basically paying for electricity up front, and it will basically pay itself back over time. You're hedging against rising costs of electricity, and you're giving yourself predictability. So that's where I think the cost comes into it. Is you have to think about sense. It's an investment on your home,
sure,
but you're prepaying for electricity you're going to use, and it's green, clean energy.
So how long today, in this day and age, with what products you're putting out there, how long is the life expectancy of the system, of the panels?
The majority of the panels have a 40-year life expectancy.
Wow.
But almost every single solar technology manufacturer has a 25-year warranty, and that's going to be on how it's going to perform over 25 years. So you're going to have some guaranteed electricity production for 25 years. So you've got a lot of predictability there.
So really, though, it kind of correlates with your roofing shingles. I mean, you have 25-year, 30-year, and 40-year. I mean, they're supposed to last 25 to 40 years, really. If you, especially if you have go a little upgrade on your roofing shingles. So it kind of correlates with that. Time to re-roof, maybe time to upgrade your solar system.
Very, very much so. And I think it plays into the financing too, where banks are loaning money on this product for a lease of 20 years.
Sure.
They want to make sure that it's going to perform and the people get to return their investment. So it's the 25 years is you can definitely expect that, but more often than not, it's going to be 40 years.
And Joe, you had mentioned earlier in the second segment of our show that you're actually seeing this a lot on new construction as well. And I want to bring up there's a solar neighborhood in Charlotte that's kind of over towards Cotswold area, and I know that's sort of new for us, but that's very commonplace across the country to see these neighborhoods popping up where they're not off the grid technically, but each one of the homes is adding a solar component, and it's amazing. It seems like they're selling these homes at a much larger premium because of the solar. I mean, is that something you guys are starting to see?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and you think about it this way, if you can move into a house and you have low operating expenses, that's a benefit. You can spend a little bit more money on your home. But yeah, we actually have a builder division. Will Grant is our in the builder channel, and he's actually going through and talking to new home construction people that are building these homes,
right.
And at the very least, make them solar ready, so that if the homeowner moves in and in 5 years say, I want to go solar, they've already got their house set up, the infrastructure in place, where it makes it much more affordable for them to go solar.
It's the same as doing, I guess, a backup generator. You could set up a home the same way to pre-wire so you're ready to go and you have everything there that you need to. And in ReNu and Will and Joe, he's talking about Will Grant from the new construction division of ReNu Energy Solutions, are members of NARI.
Yep.
You're members of the HBA, so that says something about the quality of the business that you operate upon, because we obviously operate under a code of ethics with both those groups. So you're a trusted partner at ReNu Energy Solutions, and it doesn't have to be new construction. It doesn't really have to even be a remodel. You can almost retrofit any home, as long as there's good roof space or a good spot to put the actual paneling.
That's right. Yeah. So I mean, retrofitting is what we do the majority of the time.
Right.
Really, I think if it's just break it down to the very basic thing. You're going to be using energy in your home. It doesn't matter, what the volts and the amps, all of that
doesn't matter.
Technical stuff. We'll figure that out. We'll work through the permitting, the design, the engineering, all of that for the customer, and make it so that when they flip the switch on the lights come on. And majority of the time, we want it to be solar.
Yeah, I think I've met Will a couple times at home builders meetings. Big fella.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Fella. Yeah, he is a real nice guy.
He might not like that, but
do you ever put it on outbuildings or build a structure to house the solar if the house isn't applicable where it's sitting?
Yes, we will work with the customer. Every house is different. So some people have a nice south-facing roof on the garage. What we want to look for, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, is electrical flowing from the house to the garage so that we can backfeed the house. If there's not, then we just dig a trench and then tie it in that way. So it's definitely, all those are just different costs, and we'll analyze that, talk to the customer, find out what the best option is for them.
So do you have a breakdown on who your clients are? Are they empty nesters that want to have fixed overhead and know what it's going to take to live out this life? Or are they millennials that are looking at more green ways to live? I mean, where you see your clients coming from?
All of those, yes. But I think all our customers are, do you have an electric bill? And do you want predictability in your expenses? And that's our clientele. So you obviously have to own a home to get the federal tax credit, which is 30%. So that's a huge, advantage when you're going solar to get that tax credit. But if you own a home, have an electric bill, we'd like to talk to you.
So how does the tax credit work? Can you expand on that a little bit?
And when you expand on it, talk about the difference between North Carolina and South Carolina, because a lot of our audience is in the South Carolina markets. I know there is some state incentives in South Carolina. Maybe just if you could explain that as well.
Yeah, well, I can talk in theory. I'm not a CPA, obviously, so you wouldn't want to talk to your tax accountant. But it's really, really straightforward. You invest in solar, and 30% of that can come back to you in the form of a federal tax credit. So it goes against your tax liability. So you have to have tax liability to take advantage of it. In South Carolina, you have an additional 25% state tax credit. That one's a lot more confusing, but we can explain it to you if you give us a call. We'll walk you through the process and how that works. So if you're in South Carolina, you're getting 55% of what you invest in solar back in the form of tax credits. North Carolina, it's 30%.
And I know you're not a CPA, but your team does help clients, homeowners, walk through this and get them the proper documentation that they need for their CPA.
Yes, sir.
To do their
Absolutely.
taxes.
Yeah.
That's intriguing. It really is.
I mean, that makes it a lot more, affordable, really. If you think about 55% in South Carolina, even 30%. I mean, how many products can you get installed at your home that are eventually going to save you money or a good investment that are going to drive your value of your home up that you get the government to help you out with? I mean, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's a great advantage, and it definitely helps the solar industry get off its feet. And I think right now at this point, we are doing very, very well, and I think we'll continue to develop this industry even more.
So Joe, we got about a minute and a half left. What excites you the most about ReNu Energy and this industry and this business right now?
I love the fact that we are weaning ourselves off fossil fuels and getting into more renewable energy, whether it's wind, solar, geothermal. Anything like that, I think, is a great opportunity. There's so many roofs out there right now that are great for solar, and I'd like to see solar on every single one of them. It's going to bring more predictability in our grid, and it really is going to help everybody lower the cost of electricity, and that's what really gets me excited about it.
And quick question, it has nothing to do with how hot it is. It has to do with the power of the sun hitting the roof.
Yes. In fact, actually, that's it's kind of funny. Solar actually works better in cooler temperatures. It's a technology like your phone or computer. It gets hot, it becomes a little less efficient. So on February, March, April, like right now, we are getting great solar production from our customers.
Wow.
That's cool. I mean, that's a good question, Trent. I would think the same thing. But Joe, again, tell us website, phone number. Let's get it out there, because I'm sure people are going to be very interested in what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's ReNuEnergySolutions.com. That's RENU, and the telephone number is 704-525-6767.
So if you don't do anything on Earth Day, at least go check out ReNu Energy and check out Google Sunroom.
Yeah, we'll take care of you. We'll just give you a consultation. If you're a good candidate, we'll tell you. If you're not a good candidate, we'll be very honest with you and let you know.
Well, Joe, thanks for being here. It's been very educational. Look forward to having you back. Thanks for being a friend and a partner in the industry.
Yeah, thanks, Trent.
All right, bye-bye.